Alright, so what's up guys? So we're out here on another run. Out here doing this crazy nonsense all for you to sit back and enjoy. And you know what then you're doing is you're going about your daily business, going about life, right? And you know, who can't or shouldn't resist a few tips, you know, for you along the way, right? Use a little help from your friends, right? And I hope I'm your friend. Hello, come on. I'm only here to help, not hurt. And now if you want to figure out some pro tips for life, and don't worry, because we are going to give you 4 of our best life pro tips. So these are little, you know, tips and tricks for you to apply to your life and make them easier, make them better, make them more, you know, effective in a sense, right? In most cases. So without further ado, we will go into tip number 1. Whoa, and we are dropping everything. Catastrophic failure. Right. So we're going to tip number 1, and that is to have a plan, right? Be organized in a sense, right? When it comes to doing what you want to do. Because everyone has dreams, everyone has ambitions, right? Things that they want to accomplish, goals that they want to achieve, and so forth, right? Whether it's a, you know, a nice university degree that you want plastered on your wall, or you know, a Lamborghini or a Ferrari in your driveway, whatever you want, you know, you can't simply just want them. You want them. You gotta have a specific plan. There's gotta be a specific, you know, reasoning behind it to organize it. So, you know, for that, be able, you know, or want to, you know, pull out, you know, a pen and a paper and start writing down what it is that you want and how you're gonna get it, right? Do the 5 W's, right? The who, when, what, why, and you can add the H in there, how, which is very important, right? As to your goals, right? Each goal has, you know, the 5 W's in it. So, you know, doing that will give you, you know, a reference, you know, to refer to, right? Something to go back as a fallback in case, you know, all hope is lost and so forth. And that could easily happen to you. But you can be, you know, lose some motivation and, you know, get lost in a sense, right? Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Right? What's the purpose of this? And that purpose will be there on the paper, right? It's something you figured out on day 1, hopefully, right? Not along the way, although that's still good too. But, you know, having that structure, right, from day 1, you will be on your way to getting there. It'll give you a clear guide that you won't be wandering through the forest and the jungle aimlessly, right? Because that's what the world is, right? It's a jungle, right? It's almost like every man or woman with themselves out there, and you got to be able to navigate through it, right? See through all the BS and find the things that are going to help you, right? And do the right things and leave an impact on it. So simply by having that guide, it's going to put you in the right place to get there. It's going to make it more feasible, right? Because what's feasible, that's not, you know, it's almost like you're not even having those plans, right? It's like almost like if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen, or it's not going to happen. So do that, guys. And, you know, we will go into pro tip number 2 for life, and that is that nobody cares about you. Ask yourself, really, do they truly care about you? Do they want the best for you? And you know what you got to stop and think about, really, you know, is do they have your best intentions? And it's probably no, right? Because people have to worry about themselves, right? They have to worry about feeding their family and making a living and so forth, right? That's okay. Right? It's not necessarily the worst thing, but you gotta keep that in mind, right? You gotta be out for yourself in a sense. You can't always worry about other people, right? Outside distractions, right? Because you have a vision, you have goals for yourself, hopefully, right? And you know, when you let others have a say in what you got to do, you're relegating the power to them, right? You got to keep on it, right? You can't let people veer you off course, but I can't let all these cars distract me, you know, in doing what I'm doing. And that's being a crazy dude juggling, but I'm not worried about them. I'm just worried about what I got to do, because if I didn't do that, I'd probably mess up, and you know, the balls would be in the street right now. So do that, focus, right? Learn, you know, to be selfish in a sense. But that's okay, because you want to be selfish because it's going to enable you to be selfless. Because if you start out selfless, it's going to be harder, you know, to get everything that you want right away, right? Although you can start, you know, being a crazy philanthropist and donating right now when you got mountains of credit card debt and so forth, right? It'll make you happy, but you know, you probably should pay off those bills, right? To make a living for yourself and create a foundation for the rest of your life. So that's tip numero dos, and we will go into tip number 3 of the pro tips from me, and that is that hard work beats talent. Oh my god, so it's so good, because you will come across a lot of people who seem to be naturals at what they're doing, right? People born more athletic than you, people born taller, stronger, better looking, worse looking, so forth. That the world isn't fair, and you know what you're gonna have to do? Simply make the most of what you got, make the most of what's given to you, right? The body that you are taking shape. And you know, it's okay if you're not good at some things, right? Everybody, you know, isn't, right? Nobody's good at everything they do. Yeah, that's physically impossible. Yeah, there's no perfect beings. So just knowing that is gonna take away that pressure from you, right? It's not gonna make you feel the need to be perfect, although you should strive for it. It's not, you know, something you should hold yourself to, you know, hold yourself accountable for, right? It's almost like the kiss of death in a sense, right? It's something, you know, a high goal that you want to achieve. Great. What's up, man? Hey, it's something everyone should strive for, right? You don't want to mess up, but you know, be okay if you do, because that hard work is going to turn into skill. It's gonna make you better, right? It's gonna make you less likely to mess up in the future, make you a master of your craft. And you know, that's better than talent, right? That's better than waking up decent at basketball and, you know, other things, because that hard work over time is gonna beat it, right? You're gonna exceed the level eventually, right? Whether it takes 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, 200, 500. I know we don't live that long, but you gotta realize that just by doing that hard work, you're putting yourself on track to get there. And that's all that matters in this end, in this world, right? Just be on your way to success. And that leads us to tip number 3, and that is focus on the path, not the end result, right? It's all about the journey, right? You'll learn this when you run a marathon, right? Or you go and you get a university degree. Oftentimes people end up so worried about getting to the finish line that they forget to enjoy the race, right? They forget to enjoy their college years or their high school years, because that's what they're there. You know, they're meant to be enjoyed. They're not meant to be this horrible thing of suffering that you are basically trying to pass time, you know, on your way to getting your degree, your education, and your job, and so forth. So from that, enjoy it, and enjoy your time. Even at work, they think you're working a crummy job, right? You almost feel like it's a waste of time. But learn to be happy at work, no matter what it is, because you're working towards your money. You're working towards becoming a better person, right? Even if you hate it, you're working at dealing with things that you hate and becoming more strong-minded as a person, because you know it's gonna improve you nonetheless. You may not be getting the tangible skills that you need, but you know it's gonna be helping you get to where you want to go, making you a better person and improve yourself. So, you know, with this in mind, we got the 4 pro tips. Hey, what's up for life that you want to take into account and, you know, read the benefits of. So for that, we say thank you and goodbye.